out to all my dudes, all my good dudes out there. Aren't the nice guy, but the good guy. The one that every woman claims that she f***ing wants. But she keeps pushing them away. I did a part 1 of this and I talked a little bit about it, but I didn't really go like too far into detail. But I have 14 minutes until the destination, so I'm gonna try and cover as much as I possibly can. So I was in another short-lived relationship, and I was really starting to like the girl. I could see past her problems, her issues, and I was willing to fight for her. I did the typical good guy things, opening up the car door for her, setting her flowers for no fucking reason. Hell, I even found out what her favorite flower was, because she's not a cliche person and she doesn't really like roses. She ended up breaking her foot. And out of the kindness of my heart and trying to show her that I would be there for her, I would literally get off of work, go straight to her house just to take her dogs out. Worked all day, I was tired of dealing with people, but out of the kindness of my heart and trying to show this girl that I was trying to pursue her, was I would get off work, I would go take her dogs out while her foot was broken. Well, she would always tell me, no, you don't have to. And I kept telling her, I want to, I'll come do it for you. You know, I don't care about the gas. And a couple of times she fought me over it, even though I came up there specifically to take the dogs out. She said that I didn't have to do that, but I did it. I didn't have to send her flowers, but I did. When she was sick, I wasted my entire lunch going and sitting in a Chick-fil-A drive-thru for chicken noodle soup and brought it to her while she was at work. But in the end, it got to the point where I was giving everything, she was literally giving nothing. And when I mean nothing, even in the bedroom, she was literally a pillow princess laid there while I did all the work. It got to the point where when she opened up her mouth and used words that I had told her that people say to me, that women say to me, that girls say to me, she said those exact same words, and I immediately knew, like, this shit's about to fucking end. Something that I've heard multiple different times from different women. You're too good for me. I don't deserve somebody like you. You deserve better. Shut up. First off, I'm sick of hearing it. Because I am not perfect. I don't know why people seem to think, or women in general, I don't know why they seem to think that I am perfect. I am far from being perfect. And that's one thing that I cannot stand. If you don't like me, tell me you don't like me. If you don't want to go any further, tell me you don't want to go any further. But don't give me that those bullshit ass lines that you don't deserve somebody like me. Don't tell me that I can't be your knight in shining armor, and then turn around and also tell me, well, you really know how to push a girl away, but when I go to ask, well, what are the things that I did? it pushed you away, and you want to change the subject. And I'm just throwing this out there. Maybe I need to be an asshole, so in this video I'm gonna be a It's not me that pushed you away. So if you ever see this, it's not me that pushed you away. It's you and your past trauma that pushed you away. I was trying to come in and fix that trauma. I was trying to come in and be your knight in shining armor. One there to pick up the pieces that have been broken by so many men before me. And the fact of the matter is, you will never be in another long-term relationship that you are 120% truly happy in until you move on from your past trauma. I know it will always be there, but I say that I'm going to be an asshole, and the only reason why I'm doing this video is because this is my only way I can talk. Because in the end, you're never going to let me talk. And like I told you, you know, that it's the end. You won't ever hear from me ever again. If this video goes viral and you start seeing it, and you know, you start seeing it for a reason. But this is the only way that I can really talk about it, because you would never let me talk. You would always just say, oh, well, you hear me, but you're not listening. Okay, well, and I understand that. People that I talk to all the time about my diabetes, they listen, but they don't hear me. They don't understand what I'm going through because they too are not going through it. And I completely understand that. But the fact of the matter is you keep throwing up that defense mechanism and you don't want to talk to nobody about it, then nobody's ever going to be able to help you. Nobody's ever going to be able to love you. You're not ever going to be able to love anybody. And that's the point that I'm at, is I try not to go into pursuing somebody. But anyways, like I was saying before I got interrupted by a phone call, I don't pursue somebody unless I have the intent of marrying them. If I don't intend on marrying them, I never get into a relationship. That's just me. I never would have asked. I never would have asked for you to be my girlfriend if I didn't see a future with you. And going back to the things that I was saying, if you won't let me help you, you won't let your own family help you, a therapist is not going to be able to help you. Quit lying to yourself. And when the next guy comes along that is willing to be me and be there for you and be there for you and your problems, and can see past your problems, see past your issues, don't do him like you did me. Because in the end, you're going to end up one sad, lonely. That's just me telling you the truth. And sadly, I'm going to bring it up. The reason why you probably won't let me be your knight in shining armor is because of your high school sweetheart. I know more than you lead on. A lot more. Before you go and tell your family whatever you want to tell them, make sure that you tell them the whole truth instead of blaming me and saying that it was all me is the reason why. Because you're the one that said you wanted to take a break. You're the one that pushed me away. And when you ask me what's wrong, why would you ask me that? Our very last real conversation, you asked me what's wrong. And I told you what was wrong. Because I was about to say those 3 little magic words. Those 3 little magic words. And you were like, well, I just don't want you to hate me. And I never did hate you. You told me give you 6 months. I gave you 6 months and a day. And most of the stuff that I even talked about on that day in the truck was shit that you told me. You started playing mind games with me as if you wanted to work it out, but then you didn't. And you wanted to keep changing the subject when I kept trying to ask you, well, what did I do wrong? How did I push you away? You wanted to blame everything on me when I did everything I could to help you. But that's the thing. Your past trauma won't let me, or any other man for that matter, help you. But now I understand. I understand as to why at the beginning of the relationship you said you wanted to be selfish. Going back to the whole pillow princess thing, you were straight up fucking selfish. It was about me pleasuring you, and you didn't give a fuck if I got off or not. And I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I don't really give a fuck. Tell the whole world that the sex was bad, because you were only, what, my third? No. My second? No, you were my third. And clearly I haven't been in a long enough relationship to even hit it like a man's supposed to. So, you ain't hurting me. You ain't hurting my feelings. Tell the world. I'm telling the world right now. Because I really don't give a fuck. Because it's gotten to the point where I don't need no bitch fucking sit on my I know how to pleasure my own self. I don't need some naggy in my life because I know how to pleasure myself. And it's gotten to the point where I've been alone most of my I could be alone the rest of my life and be a loner, and I'd be perfectly fine. But the fact of the matter is I tried to give somebody a chance. Tried to give one other person another chance. That day before I blocked you, I told you this. I said, and wonder why there's so many holes in the world. Because you clearly wasn't giving me the time of day. You didn't want to talk about it. You wanted to just move on. But you didn't want to move on. You were now forced to move on because I had the final word and I blocked you. Instead of you sitting there trying to play mind games with me. So, I hate it for you. I hope one day you actually find somebody and you don't treat them like shit like you did me. Anyways, so the rest of you out there seeing my little bit of a breakup, me talking about my breakup, if you love watching JFTV and you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon. Change the notification icon to all notifications. You'll get notified 30 minutes before I post a new video right here on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook watching this, like, follow, comment, react, share. And I hope you got a kick of me talking about another portion of my life. And